Hello, fabulous Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of December 2014, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, there is a shift of focus set to take place for you. Now, for all of us, a significant shift late in the month with Saturn moving into a new sign for the better part of the next 3 years. And I did create Saturn specials speaking about this, so that should be posted right around the time of this video, so you may want to have a look at that. However, where it comes to just focusing in on this month, I gotta say, I do think one of the really big trends for you this month is going to arise in the realm of self-care as spiritual practice. That's on one hand. But the other hand, what I also think is likely to take place has to do with your workplace and work environment and what's happening in that realm as well. I actually will talk a little bit more about that in the love-focused horoscopes for this month also. But in the context of a general overview horoscope, there are a couple of things I want you to watch. So as I said, I'm seeing two major areas kind of brought into focus, especially as we get into the later parts of the month, but really this month focuses strongly on them. One has to do with your health. It has to do with the little things you do every day to affirm a sense of self-care, to affirm a sense of self-love as well. And I do think that for some Leos out there, there is going to be a focus on understanding what you're doing and where it is that you could be doing better as well. Now, what I do like about the sky is that there is an element of not being able to get away with anything. And so that could work out for better or not. And it really is going to be up to you to decide largely on the meaning you make from the messages the universe is going to try to send you, because ultimately the universe is going to want you to take better care of you, want you to learn to appreciate just what it is that you're doing on the in little ways every day that say, I value me, I respect me, I adore me even, and where it is that you're not, and get to a place of self-love, get to a place of self-affirmation. And where it is that you've gone way off that path, this is going to be your chance to get back on track, based largely on facing, in some cases, some difficult truths about yourself and your actions and what you are doing. As part of this, okay, what I do like about the sky is that it promises a fresh start and fresh energy where it comes to feeling good about yourself and in your own body as well. And as part of this, you may need to get, and I'm just going to put this out there. And the reason that I'm a little cautious of this, because I don't think that this is very likely for a lot of people out there, but I do think that there is something to be said for being able to identify a problem so that you can then find the solution. And so it is possible this month that on a health level, a problem may be identified, and that ultimately is to help you find a solution. Because you do have Jupiter in your sign, and Jupiter in your sign is the supreme protector. And Jupiter in your sign promises fresh vitality and energy and protection, as I said, and it promises healing as well, very powerful symbol for healing. And given that the way the sky is playing out this month, it isn't so much about your vitality and how you're doing, but more how you're taking care of you and what you could be doing better. It does suggest to me that if you are one of those rare Leos where you do get some sort of diagnosis that is less than desirable, you are also at the same time going to understand what you can do. You'll be given tools to empower yourself and to move yourself in a direction that you like much more. This energy may also play out in terms of where the sky also speaks to the workplace environment changing. And I gotta say, and as I said, I will talk more about this in the love-focused horoscope, because this is not a month when you're going to get away with anything. None of us really are going to. And that's sort of been the sky for the last few weeks, even the last couple of months, where we've had some really important movements take place involving Saturn, involving Pluto this month. All of these do suggest a level of honesty, a level of having to be absolutely ethical, and a level of deception not working in any sense, whether it's conscious or unconscious for that matter. For some of you out there, I do think that the sky speaks to workplace secrets coming out. Now, they might be your secrets, they might be somebody else's secrets, but that is there and is indicated, which ultimately may lead to an understanding of what needs to change. And there may very well be a change. It's almost as if I see some stuff coming out, might be yours, might not be yours. But it makes everybody do a little bit of a scramble and say, okay, something's got to change. We got to change something. Someone's got to go. Someone's got to come in. But what? And so it's more like identifying something's got to change, but not necessarily knowing or actually having a clear understanding of what has been changed or what direction we're now moving in. But for all that, as I said, this is a month of really not being able to get away with anything, especially in the sphere of workplace. So the way that you help yourself is to be very ethical and to be very responsible, and to understand, identify with the right thing to do, and then to do that, and not instead try to be a little lax with some of the rules, whether they're unstated or clear or implicit, whether they are the type of rules that are sort of the social kind of norms, or whether they are rules that rather are, very clearly laid out in some sort of protocol manual. Regardless, this is going to be a chance for you to really learn about the different nuances of what's acceptable and what isn't. For some of you, this is going to be really about you watching somebody else go through these lessons. And for others of you, this may be you actually being involved in it as well. And so as long as you're doing what you know you should be doing, and if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing because something feels a little bit off when you do something you shouldn't be doing, as long as you listen to that and don't go in a direction that leads you somewhere where isn't really where you want to go, you should be just fine. This also tends to bring with it the sky and the changes in workplace, a change in duties and a change in responsibilities as well. If you are self-employed, this is likely going to be a time when you come to understand one of your main projects or main things that you're supposed to do in line with your work differently. This could also be a time when you find changes in clients, where one client may leave, a major client may leave, another comes in, or that you attract a really big client that ends up being a more complex project than you initially thought. And of course, even if you're not self-employed, these types of scenarios very much may play out, where something appears to be this dramatic change, and very well will be, but is also the kind of change that challenges you, and for most of you, in the best possible sense, challenges you in really good ways to be more, to expand more, to change and develop new skills. And this in turn will allow you to understand the reach and the span of your work with that much more richness and that much more depth. For the most part, though, I do think that a lot of this energy having to do with workplace energy, self-care energy, it is active all month, but especially in the later part of the month comes into a stronger focus. Be mindful in the early part of the month, there's a lot of very social energy, and this can be great and revitalizing and really help you feel like you're expanding your horizons, which is awesome. However, there's a certain elevated kind of hopefulness about the energy that is there early in the month, and that is in contrast to the very practical day-to-day energy that is likely to call you once we get you just a little bit further into the month. The universe ultimately wants you to show yourself that you deserve the best, because you absolutely do. The universe also wants you to honor your work, honor what's in front of you to do. And if you do that, you'll find yourself setting yourself up very nicely to take full advantage of the good things that the universe has on offer now and for the foreseeable future.